The story of the United States of America is a captivating saga. It's a tale of ambition, struggle, and ultimately the triumph of the human spirit. From its humble beginnings to its current standing as a global superpower, the USA's journey is a testament to the power of ideas, innovation, and the unwavering pursuit of liberty. Our story begins millennia ago with the arrival of the first inhabitants on the North American continent. These intrepid explorers, crossing the Bering Land Bridge from Asia, laid the foundation for the diverse tapestry of cultures that would come to define the United States. These early Americans adapted to the vast and varied landscape, developing unique ways of life that were intricately connected to their environment. Over time, these indigenous communities flourished, establishing complex societies with rich traditions, languages, and beliefs. They hunted, gathered, and farmed the land, leaving behind a legacy that continues to inspire and intrigue us today. Their story is an integral part of the American narrative, a reminder of the deep roots that connect us to the past. As we delve into the epic history of the USA, we'll explore the arrival of Europeans, the birth of a nation, and the challenges and triumphs that shaped this remarkable country. From the revolution that birthed a nation to the Civil War that tested its very soul, the USA story is one of resilience, adaptation, and the constant pursuit of a more perfect union. Long before the arrival of Europeans, the North American continent was teeming with life. Diverse indigenous communities thrived across the land, each uniquely adapted to their environment. From the eastern woodlands to the Great Plains, from the arid deserts of the Southwest to the icy Arctic tundra, Native Americans created societies that were both resilient and resourceful. These first Americans were skilled hunters, fishermen, and gatherers, relying on their deep knowledge of the land to sustain themselves. They developed sophisticated agricultural practices, cultivating crops like maize, beans, and squash, which formed the foundation of their diets. Their understanding of the natural world extended beyond sustenance, encompassing medicine, spirituality, and a profound respect for the delicate balance of nature. The arrival of Europeans in the late 15th century marked a turning point in the history of the Americas. Driven by a thirst for exploration, wealth, and new opportunities, these transatlantic voyages would forever alter the course of human history. The encounter between two worlds, separated for millennia, brought about a collision of cultures, beliefs, and ways of life. For the indigenous populations, this encounter would prove to be both transformative and traumatic. While some tribes initially welcomed the newcomers, trade and diplomacy soon gave way to conflict and displacement. European diseases ravaged Native American communities, decimating their populations. Colonization brought with it encroachment on their lands, forced assimilation, and the systematic dismantling of their cultures and traditions. The arrival of Christopher Columbus in the Americas in 1492 ushered in a new era of exploration and colonization, forever changing the course of history. While Columbus's voyages, funded by the Spanish crown, opened up the Americas to European exploration, they also marked the beginning of a tumultuous period for the indigenous populations who faced immense challenges. Driven by a desire for wealth, land, and religious freedom, Europeans from various nations flocked to the New World, seeking new opportunities. The Spanish established colonies in Central and South America, driven by the quest for gold and silver and the promise of untold riches. The French, drawn to the lucrative fur trade, established settlements in present-day Canada and along the Mississippi River. The English, seeking religious freedom and new opportunities, established colonies along the Atlantic coast of North America, laying down roots for future generations. The English colonies in particular would play a pivotal role in the development of the United States, shaping its early identity. The first permanent English settlement, Jamestown, was established in Virginia in 1607, marking a significant milestone. The Pilgrims, seeking religious freedom, landed at Plymouth Rock in 1620, establishing the Plymouth colony and a new way of life. Over the next century, 13 colonies would emerge along the Atlantic seaboard, each with its own distinct character and economic pursuits, contributing to a diverse colonial landscape. Life in the colonies was arduous, characterized by hard work, resourcefulness, and the constant threat of disease, conflict with Native Americans, and the harsh realities of frontier life. Yet despite these challenges, the colonies flourished, fueled by immigration, trade, and the unwavering determination of their inhabitants. who were committed to building a new society. The colonists developed their own unique identities, distinct from their European counterparts, laying the groundwork for the independent nation that would eventually emerge, a nation built on the principles of freedom and self-governance. The road to American independence was paved with growing tensions between Great Britain and its American colonies, which had been simmering for years. As the colonies matured, they developed their own economic interests and a growing sense of self-governance, which often clashed with British policies. However, Great Britain, seeking to exert greater control over its colonial possessions, imposed a series of taxes and acts that were met with fierce resistance from the colonists. The Stamp Act of 1765, which levied a tax on all printed materials, ignited widespread protests and unrest throughout the colonies. The colonists, arguing that they should not be taxed without representation in Parliament, rallied under the cry of "No taxation without representation," a slogan that unified their cause. The Boston Tea Party of 1773, in which colonists disguised as Native Americans dumped British tea into Boston Harbor, further escalated tensions with the Crown and demonstrated their defiance. In response to the growing unrest, Great Britain sent troops to quell the rebellion, leading to the outbreak of the American Revolutionary War in 1775, a conflict that would change the course of history. The colonists, led by George Washington, faced a formidable foe in the British Army, which was one of the most powerful military forces of the time. However, fueled by a fervent belief in their cause and aided by foreign allies such as France, the colonists fought valiantly for their independence, showing remarkable resilience and determination. On July 4, 1776, the Continental Congress adopted the Declaration of Independence, a powerful document penned by Thomas Jefferson, which declared that the 13 American colonies were free and independent states, breaking away from British rule. The Declaration, with its eloquent articulation of natural rights and the pursuit of happiness, became a beacon of hope and inspiration for generations to come, symbolizing the birth of a new nation. Section 5. Shaping a Nation, the Constitution, and Early Republic. Following their victory in the Revolutionary War, the newly independent United States faced the daunting task of forging a new government that could unite the diverse states. The Articles of Confederation, adopted in 1777, proved to be too weak to effectively govern the fledgling nation, leading to widespread dissatisfaction. It lacked the power to tax, regulate commerce, or raise an army, leading to economic instability and political turmoil that threatened the nation's survival. Recognizing the need for a stronger national government, delegates from the states convened at the Constitutional Convention of 1787 in Philadelphia. The result of their deliberations was the United States Constitution, a remarkable document that has served as the bedrock of American governance for over 2 centuries, providing a stable framework. The Constitution established a system of checks and balances among the 3 branches of government, legislative, executive, and judicial, ensuring that no one branch could become too powerful, thus protecting democracy. The Constitution, however, was not without its critics, who voiced their concerns loudly and persistently. Anti-federalists, fearing the potential for tyranny, argued for stronger state governments and greater protection of individual liberties, emphasizing the need for a Bill of Rights. To address these concerns, the Bill of Rights, consisting of the first 10 amendments to the Constitution, was adopted in 1791, ensuring essential freedoms. The Bill of Rights guaranteed fundamental rights such as freedom of speech, religion, the press, the right to bear arms, and protection against unreasonable searches and seizures, forming the cornerstone of American civil liberties. Under the leadership of its first president, George Washington, the United States began to establish itself as a sovereign nation, navigating the challenges of its early years. Washington, revered for his leadership during the Revolutionary War, provided stability and guidance during the crucial early years of the Republic, setting a standard for future presidents. His presidency set important precedents for the office and helped to solidify the young nation's place on the world stage, ensuring its survival and growth. Manifest Destiny shaped America's expansion, bringing both opportunity and conflict. The American Civil War, fought from 1861 to 1865, was a defining moment in the nation's history. It pitted the northern states, known as the Union, against the southern states, which had seceded to form the Confederacy. The war was primarily over the issues of slavery and states' rights. The Union's victory preserved the nation and led to the abolition of slavery, but it came at a tremendous cost, with over 600,000 lives lost. The Civil War's legacy continues to shape the United States to this day. The United States played a crucial role in both World War I and World War II, emerging as a global superpower by the mid-20th century. The aftermath of World War II saw the beginning of the Cold War, a period of intense rivalry and tension with the Soviet Union. This era was marked by a nuclear arms race, space exploration competition, and numerous proxy wars. The Cold War influenced American foreign and domestic policies for decades, ultimately ending with the dissolution of the Soviet Union in 1991. The post-Cold War era has presented the United States with both significant challenges and opportunities. Issues such as economic globalization, technological advancements, and shifting demographics have reshaped the nation. At the same time, the United States has faced challenges like terrorism, climate change, and political polarization. However, the resilience and innovation of the American people continue to drive progress as the nation adapts to an ever-changing world. The enduring legacy of the United States is one of resilience, innovation, and a commitment to the ideals of freedom and democracy. From its founding principles to its role on the global stage, the United States has made an indelible mark on history. As the nation moves forward, it continues to strive towards a more perfect union, ever mindful of the lessons of the past and the promise of the future. The story of the United States is far from over, and its legacy will undoubtedly continue to evolve.